So that is a really big question on our agenda. How do we really create, and how do we help
Consciously?
others?
Consciously?
Yes, how do we consciously create if we sort of, because I do feel that human beings are enormously creative. I mean, we can that's what we do. We create, we expand, we create, and then we have an idea and we keep
Yes.
creating. And so we want to know how to be able to, I guess, okay, selfishly speaking, we probably want sort of more power in our lives, or more um, kind of knowing what's going on, so that we're not, so that we are able to create what we're wanting to create and also help other people. And, it's one thing to look at somebody and say, well, you created your own reality, and so now you're suffering. And that's not a nice thing to do unless we can help that person.
Yes.
So we want to learn it to really help people, because I do see a lot of suffering, and I feel that people are sort of in some darkness and limitation, and we would like to be able to do something that's helpful to them.
Yes. Well, the most important thing you can do is remember who you are. For anybody else, the most important path is your own illumination, your own liberation. Now, on the way, don't hurt anybody. This is fundamental. You understand? And so you have to always begin, when you wish to serve, by one, serve your own freedom. Start there. You see? Be free of your fear. Be free of your shame. Be free of your attitudes of lack and limitation. Now, of course, we also support you in wishing to serve other people. Yes? As
Yes.
as the Buddhist would say, if you can't, we would not say necessarily the purpose of life is to help other people, but we would say if you can't help them, don't hurt them. Yes? The purpose of life is for each one to determine. For us, it is for you to remember who you are. Okay?
I love that.
Yes?
Well,
Go ahead.
I just wanted
Yes.
to ask
Don't
about
mean to
that, though,
interrupt you.
because before you get ahead of us, there's
Yes.
so much material here. But I do think that many of us know who we are, in maybe in an intellectual sense. And it can be a little harder to really realize that, to know that. And although, well, we'll just speak on that a little bit more. How do we really know who we are? I think we can believe and imagine who we are and think who we are, but let us know, how do we know that truly, deeply?
So you're saying, how does one truly embody the knowing of who they are as consciousness?
Exactly.
Yes.
And maybe what are some practices?
Yes. All right. Well, for one thing, the only way you can know it is experientially. Now, it is so that the cognitive mind, the thinking, can be a help or a hindrance. Yes?
Absolutely.
It is said in your Hebrew scriptures that as a man thinketh, so he shall be. Yes? Yes. And it is known in all the mystical traditions that your thoughts form your identity, form the unreal or the temporary identity. Your real identity is not limited by or originating in thought. You understand?
Yes.
The thinking is a secondary or tertiary or, numbering, it doesn't matter, but it is not a primary aspect of who you are. Fundamentally, you are light, peace, stillness.
Light, peace, and stillness.
You'll know yourself as that. When you know yourself as that, you won't use those words anymore. You'll simply know what you are. You understand? But from
Yes.
your perspective as a human being, it'll be a sense of I. Yes? I. A sense of beingness. I am. and a feeling of illumination and stillness. This is your most essential manifest identity. In this way, you are all the same.
Mm.
I am the same as you. You are the same as him. What is his name?
John.
There's Jeremy and John and Yu-Chin in here.
Yes, greetings to all three of you. Thank you for your help with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we are all the same. We are all essentially, or cut from the same cloth, like it or not.
Mm-hmm. Which is very easy, I think. Well, not easy, okay, but every now and then, right when you were saying that, I got it.
Yes.
Like, okay, I get it.
So one of the most important and easiest ways for you to remember who you are is to be in the company of those who can remind you.
Oh, okay.
You see?
Mhm.
So, whether it's the dolphin or the puppy or the channel or the guru or whatever. Anything that causes your mind to slow down, causes your heart to open to love, and that holds this frequency of love, this frequency of consciousness. The reason why you feel it when you are with us is because we are in this space, to use your term.
Mm-hmm.
We hold this space. And don't make it bigger than it is, even though it's the biggest thing ever and doesn't exist. In other words, don't put it apart from yourself. Don't say, oh, well, it was the guru who could do this. It was Jesus, it was Buddha, it was the Taoists, it was the Indians, it was the dolphins, it was the ET. No, all one. Every being, every sentient being has one illuminated source and is most essentially that. There is no good, there is no evil in unity consciousness. There is only the reality of love. A love which transcends good, evil, light, and dark, concepts, ideas of manifestation or non-manifestation, ideas of future, past, present. In reality, there is no moment of now, nor past, nor present. It is beyond any conceptual thinking. So one of the easiest ways is to be together, either in a group or with another being who knows this and is stabilized even for that moment. Yes, one day it's Mary. Mary's, I know, today I know, I remember. And when you talk to her, you just feel it, yes, when you're with her that day. The next day she's having a hard time with the laundry, yes? And she's forgotten and thinks she's a housewife living in Boulder, yes? And wishing she had a career or thinking she should be. And then the next day, oh yes, I'm consciousness. I'm consciousness. And all is good. Is this not so?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's,
Yes, you are beginning. Yeah, you are in moments of clarity. You are remembering.
definitely.
Yes, you too, and
Yes.
all of you. Every single human has had a moment of remembering. So that's another memory.
So I don't want to interrupt you,
You can interrupt
but
us.
I really just want to emphasize you really just described the truth of who we are, the truth of who or what we are. That is our like sort of bottom line
Yes,
truth,
this is most
which
essentially,
is,
conceptually speaking, who you are.
and that knowledge though it's hard for us to get to that place of knowing that, and you're helping for sure, but and I'm just saying I'm really grateful to know, it's sort of like a little seesaw. And, you're sort of on the weight's all on the human being side. And I've been looking to flip it over to the others to just kind of find out the truth of who we are. That's been one of my goals here. And I
Yes.
feel like, okay, once we really know who we are, and then can attempt to live from that space, I feel like everything has a chance of rippling out and changing from that standpoint.
Absolutely. And yet don't wait for that. Don't wait for, this is well known in the Hindu tradition, Vedic tradition, East Indian tradition,
Uh-huh.
that, it was said by one of Stuart's teachers, a wonderful man known. Stuart loved him as Papaji, yes?
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Yes. And he said a very beautiful thing. He said, if you've even just heard about it from someone else, and for one tiny, tiny fraction of a moment, you felt it, it's essentially done. Now, how it plays out may take 10
Wait,
minutes or forever. You have some say in this. So
Oh,
let us finish
essentially,
this thought.
yes,
Let us
okay, go ahead.
Yes, let us finish it because we're answering your question.
Okay,
So,
cool.
and it is fine to interrupt, but we'd like to get this thought out. So it was said by another that this is like wood, burning wood. Some are dry and seasoned, and they hear the truth, and they catch on fire, and boom, is done.
Mm-hmm,
You understand?
mm-hmm.
Meaning 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or whatever. Others are wood that must be dried and seasoned. And so what you have is this, what has been termed by many the stabilization process. You're stabilizing in the truth. Once you
Uh-huh.
have heard it, the rest of your life is devoted to stabilizing it.
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
understand that at the same time, you who have chosen to be householders and live in the world have made commitments to participate in a social reality. And you don't just go off and sit by the side of the road and meditate. You don't do that because this is not your destiny.
Mm-hmm.
In India, it is more common. They have beings who just stand around,
Mm-hmm.
very dirty, they don't eat, and they're very powerful.
Mm.
They say if you cross their path and they curse you, you're screwed because they are very powerful.
Wow.
And there are wrathful deities that exist. Now, it is not that they wish to be, but they are, it is more of a figure, but it is a figure of speech, but it is true.
Yes.
It is true. Basically, they are with one of the great teachers of your past century, Ramana Maharshi. He realized it, and then he meditated for a long, long, long time until he was stabilized enough to be able to share the truth the truth that he had uncovered about himself with others. But for a long time, he could do nothing. The ants ate his skin. He did not eat. He just was in a trance, thunderstruck by the reality of who he is, who he was.
Mm-hmm.
Understand?
Mm-hmm.
For others, they are on the path of the householder. So it is necessary, this is most people,
Mm-hmm.
it is necessary to have social connections, to live in the world, to have friends, to have family, to contribute in society. And this is your destiny. So your question is while it is so that it is a teeter-totter inside, there is only one life. There is no division. And all you can do is bring your enlightenment to every moment as best you can. And you will fall and you will stumble. As the poet Rumi said, you will spill the salt and you will spill the salt again. You're going to keep spilling salt. You're going to keep hurting other people. You're going to keep having crazy creations. You're going to keep doing that. Not wishing to, not wanting to consciously, but the mastery is a process. The mastery is a process. So you must be, and this is the most important message that we have for you today. This is the most important message that we have ever. We will never say anything more important to this, and that is to be kind to yourself in this process. There is nothing harder than what you are doing. There is nothing harder than what you are doing. Now, on one hand, there's nothing easier. Like all things true, both things are true.
Mm-hmm.
Both are true. But there is also nothing harder. And it will take all of your consciousness and all of your love and everything you have to make it through this and to awaken and be free and to serve and to love and to heal this planet. It will take everything that you have. It is as hard an experience as can be imagined. But you have what it takes to go all the way. You are created by the most awesome light, the love, which is the source, and it is within you. Everything, every resource you need is within you. Billions and billions of light beings are here to help you. If you're kind and you love yourself and you accept your own negativity, your own failings, accept your mistakes and very humbly admit them. If you can know yourself enough to know that you are not your mistakes, you are not your ugliness, you're not your beauty either. You're really nothing that you think you are. So it's easy. But this self-kindness, you can call it love, but the word kindness maybe has a different, clearer meaning in this way. It doesn't mean you're not disciplined. It doesn't mean you're not rigorous. It doesn't mean you don't tell yourself the truth. Because to be kind is to tell yourself the truth, but with kindness. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to each other. This is not easy, but it's possible. It's more than possible, it's happening. It's not only happening, it's destined. So relax. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the negativity while you have it. And we mean this really sincerely. We don't mean revel in it, but laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
You know? And through your own humility and through your own self-acceptance, you will spread like a wave, like a tsunami of freedom throughout this planet. And in your kindness to yourself and in your quick ability to forgive another, forgive meaning release, forgive meaning that you have no further thoughts or feelings other than love for the situation.
Mm-hmm.
When you are able to do this, and you are, and as you practice and build the love muscle that Mary spoke of, through this kindness, this forgiveness, with the help of the masters, the master teacher, the Christ, the Buddha, through the help of these great teachers, you will be free.